inside of you when the sun goes down.
Welcome back to the People Who Poo Podcast, inspiring shit from everyday people. My name's Daniel. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. That was me and my good friend Carlos Toledo, better known by his Instagram handle T_diary, warming up the vocal cords during our chat at his favorite skate spot in Barcelona. I met Carlos about 7 years ago when I took his spot as bartender in the W Hotel. We kind of fell out of contact for 7 or 8 years, and then I find out he's got nearly 80,000 people following his sketches on Instagram. He's tattooing people from all over the world, and he's published his own book that is selling like hotcakes. So we met up for a sunrise skate, a chat, and some sketching, and I got to hear how he literally redesigned his lifestyle, doing exactly what he wants to be doing. He explained how he keeps his creative juices flowing and where he plans to take this in the future. Get onto the People Who Poo Instagram quick to see how you can win the deck that he was sketching on during this podcast, along with some other sweet giveaways from previous guests. Please enjoy my chat with Carlos Toledo.
Remember to always be true, no matter what you do.
What's going on here?
People Who Poo!
What is this?
Stop what you're doing and listen.
3, 2, 1. Carlos Toledo, welcome to the People Who Poo Podcast.
Hello, welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining. I believe it's your first podcast, right?
Yes, it is my first one. I talk in radio, but never in a podcast. It's such a nice experience for me.
Nice. At your favorite spot, we decided those who are watching on YouTube will be able to see that there's a skate park currently empty in the background, but you've already been in there, and it's 7:20 in the morning, and you were in there at 6, a little bit earlier than usual, right? Normally you come...
Well, a couple of hours only. I used to come here around 8. I love this spot, but I love it during the morning.
Yeah.
Because of the afternoon or evening, it's plenty of people. And, well, there's another skate park here in Barcelona that have more respect for the rest of the skaters.
Mm-hmm.
And here is more a wild side, you know what I mean? This is the reason why I love to come here, especially in summer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I skate for a couple of hours, and around 9-10, I'm swinging on the beach.
Yeah, man, this is...
Taking a shower later and go straight to work.
This is amazing. Like a free skate park with the beach in the... Literally, you can throw a rock from the skate park and hit beach, and then, go for a swim and go straight to work. What is work for you nowadays?
Well, now work for me is my way of life. I invented my job. I don't know how to explain. I came from product design and graphic design.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working as a bartender with you.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna tell that story.
Yeah, because when I had the studio of product design, it's quite expensive to produce everything. So you needed a lot of money, and I thought that maybe it could be a nice idea to work in a 5-star hotel.
Mm.
The mainly idea was working as a bellboy, but suddenly wasn't work for me.
Yeah, you were down. You started downstairs,
and they asked me, "Do you know to do something else?" And I said, "Yes, I work as a bartender." I say, "We got space. We got place for another bartender." I say, "Okay." So I learned basically how to do a cocktail, because here in Spain we don't used to serve cocktails during the past. Now it's very popular, but during the 90s when I worked as a bartender, it's a gin and tonic, rum and coke, beer, water, and a glass of wine. That's all.
Yeah.
So I had to learn pretty quick how to do cocktails to work in a 5-star hotel.
And that was a fast-paced, busy bar. We met. I'll tell the story real quick. That's why I think it's hilarious that I'm here now interviewing you with this amazing project you're doing now. Because when I met you, maybe it was 8 years ago. Maybe
2011 could be 2010, 2011. Because I quit from Eclipse. I was for 1 year only, and I started in W Hotel. I can tell.
Yeah, you can shout out. Yeah, what are they going to do?
I started 2010 on the main opening, and I was for I think 9 months or 10 months working with you and Oliver and Andrea and
Shout out to all the boys.
And I
Yeah.
jumped to the call center. Was the worst mistake that I did in the hotel, working a call center.
But in the hotel,
I was down there.
I didn't remember that.
Receiving all the calls that the hotel received, and awful. So stressed, sitting down on a chair 8 hours with a lot of stress and with a lot of responsibility, and the lowest
So maybe
salary
some
that I had
maybe
in my
some
life.
some T Diary or T Camera fans who rang the W Hotel in like 2010, 11. Maybe it was T Diary who picked up and took your reservation.
Actually, I started T Diary when I was working at W. I did my 5th year, 2014. Start T Diary.
So that's what's cool is that I've worked many years in hospitality, and I've always been in hospitality for hospitality. But there's a lot of people who have other talents or other professions. Architects, designers, all sorts of different. Normally, very creative people that use hospitality to pay the bills in the meantime while they're trying to get work in their field. And it's often hard for creative people in Barcelona to live off what they really want to live off. So when I went, they hired me to replace you at Eclipse in the top of the W Hotel, like a bar on the top floor. And then you left and you were going to pursue, working in what you love doing. And here we are, like 8-9 years later, or 7-8 years later, and you've got this amazing. Well, you've got several different things happening. I want to talk first about T Diary, because that seems like the one that you sort of started first after you left. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're still at the W, but in the call center, not in the bar. And then, how did this come about? You started sketching funny things?
Yeah, well, I jumped from the call center to be a bellboy, a real one, and I was so happy because it's a
fun job.
It's a fun job. Yeah, it is. You meet a lot of people. you only have to take care about the guests when they come in and come out, and it's fun. I mean, you have a lot of time to think about everything.
You do a lot of people watching too, I guess.
Yeah, a lot. But the idea comes, well, I did these drawings all my life. When I was a kid, I loved to draw, and it was a kind of a therapy, interior therapy. Is correct? Yeah. And
I really appreciate you doing this in English, by the way. Because I know
thank you so much. I try to do my best, but I know that I do a lot of mistakes when I talk, but I want to try.
No, amazing, man. And I mean, the podcast's all in English so far. I know Spanish is your native language, and I know your book's in Spanish, but you have followers all over the world. So in English, everyone's going to be able to understand you. Yes.
So, well, it was a point when I was so busy. I was working as a bellboy. Then, as soon as I finished 8 hours working at the hotel, I go in straight to my studio. I spend 4-6 hours with my dear friend Gerard Tejero. I hope he's listening now. We developing. Well, we were in a project called Entresuelo Primera.
Yeah.
It was a product design studio. We tried to solve daily problems using common objects, and leaving the object talk by himself.
Yeah, I remember Andrejs and I went and got a little tour of your spot. You had a super cool space.
Well, we did nice product. We had a mug that you don't need to break the cookie to dip in the milk. We got a towel that never falls. It's a towel with buttons, and then you can tie it.
Nice. Yeah, the mug. So the mug, I remember seeing that. It was like the handle was
part of interior.
Exactly, so that you could fit a cookie
or a toast, whatever.
Yeah.
Gerard was an amazing, because I had a humor sense, a lot of
sense of humor.
Yeah, a lot. But Gerard, my partner, was the brain developing the objects, because I came from graphic design. So it was kind of 2008, huge crisis, and I tried to find a nice job. I did design and interior design, then a Master of International Trade in the United States, and finally graphic design in Barcelona. So I finished my career with 3, I don't know how you call it.
Degrees.
Yeah, it's 3 degrees, and dude, it was so hard.
Wow.
to find a job in 2010 in this fucking country. So he called me one day and said, Carlos, we have to make a studio. Maybe we can have a studio together. I say, wow, sounds nice, but I'm not a product designer. I'm a graphic designer. I said, okay, we're gonna do some nice stuff and don't worry about that. And it's true. I've been for 5 years with him. We become a couple.
Yeah. So is that still going?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a teacher right now in Elizaba. He's one of the best University of Design here in Barcelona, and he's a freelancer working for companies, developing objects and etc. Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Cool. But is Entresuelo Primera still?
Yeah, still being.
So if people want to, if there's someone out there who's like, yeah, I need something cool designed.
Yeah, Entresuelo Primera means mezzanine first.
Yeah.
It's how we call here at the floor between the main door and the first floor of the building. We call mezzanine. Is it mezzanine, right?
Yeah, mezzanine. I don't even know if they use that in English-speaking countries. It's normally just the first floor, like it's the first floor in a building. But often it's like a half floor, right? It's between the first floor and the floor. It's weird.
That's the word is called entresuelo.
Yeah,
between
floors.
Yeah.
There you go. A little Spanish lesson for everyone.
Boom,
from Pete Diary.
boom. Well.
So then,
at what point I was like so busy. That's what I told you. I've been spending 8 hours at the hotel, 6 hours at the studio. Then I go straight to my home and find my girlfriend. I have a girlfriend at that time.
Not so much skate park then.
No, nothing, just work. And one day I realized that I lost myself. I lost my capacity to be creative and to be my own. So one day I decided to quit it from the hotel. I say goodbye. I start to be in the paro. I don't know how you say in English.
It sounds horrible in English. It's welfare.
Yeah.
Or the dole in Australia.
Yeah, just to pushing the last 8 months to put my company Entresuelo to get me a salary, because at the time it was only putting money, and then it only gave us just happiness, the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like so tough for me because I don't have in that time a clear future. So it was a worrying for me. So I decided to quit from the hotel to be straight 100% on Entresuelo Primera with my girlfriend. Well, we've been for 6 years, and something inside of me was telling me that I have to be on my own. It was so hard for me to quit, to break up with her. It wasn't another woman or another girl that likes most, you know.
Yeah.
In that case, was to find myself. And one day I woke up, Saturday, I had all the time for me, and I didn't know what to do. I've been laying on the bed for 2 hours, taking a look at the ceiling, thinking about, dude, today's Saturday, it's June. What I have to do? I mean, I was disconnected completely from my friends and etc. I didn't have to be. I didn't have internet, so I have my iTunes playlist. That's all. I was living alone. So I decided to get up and tidy my home, remove stuff, throw away all stuff, and I don't know, just to, a change. Yeah. But the first box that I started, I put a loud music, and then the first box that I started to tidy was a box with all the stuff with the university, and I found a lot of papers with my drawings on it, and I throw it away. But I throw it away taking a look, you had it in mind, because, okay, firstly, I'm going to put it here, but I'm pretty sure that I want to throw it away. 20 minutes, I came back to the garbage bin, and I took the
sketches, the
drawings, sketch and etc. And I felt a sad feeling.
Yeah.
Deeply sad feeling that I lost, that some part of me was lost to developing these drawings. And I used these drawings during this, between when I finished my career till that moment, but just to write letters and to mind my own. And I decided I'm gonna open an Instagram account just to recover my drawings. That's the reason why it's called Diary. My last name is Toledo with T, and I would like to post one drawing per day, just to recover my drawing as soon as possible.
And I know that's the concept now, but were you that constant from the start? Like from the beginning, you decided it would be one drawing a day?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. This is a minimalist, simple drawing. So,
but it's an amazing concept, and to have that kind of dedication and commitment to actually follow through with that. Like you were just telling me before we started this that your phone might go off at 8 because you've got an alarm set to post today's drawing, which I really like.
Yeah. No, if someone told me in that time you have to post one drawing per day, and it had to be funny, and it had to be at 8 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter if it rains, if it's sunny, if it's Sunday, if it's Monday. I will. Do
you remember who told you? Because that's
no,
someone that
but,
you should probably give a big thank you to as well.
No, dude, but now I'm thinking about it. For sure, I would say, no, I can't do that. But finally, I had more than 1,100 or at least 200. And you take a look on your bag, and it's like, dude, what I did.
Yeah,
oh my
man.
God. Oh
That's
my God.
Crazy.
I never been in my life like, constant doing something.
Yeah.
I don't
All
know how
over
you
the place.
Yeah. But it's the only thing that I did in my life constantly.
It's amazing, man.
And suddenly, well, this is the reason why I call diary. And the concept of diary, it's infinity. You can everything fits on it. Because at the beginning I wanted to talk about things that happened in Barcelona, but I thought, dude, maybe in 2 months I talk of the local things, and I'm talking about things that happens in other cities.
Yeah.
So the concept will be blur.
Yeah.
So diary, I think it's a huge concept, and then there's infinity.
And you're allowing yourself to be able to change cities and and live anywhere you want and do the same thing. But that's what's super cool about it. I really think you have kind of I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy, and the reason often that a lot of stand-up comedians are amazing is that they'll look at everything everyone sees, all the everyday stuff, but they'll just have this different outtake or different thought process of the same scenario, and they'll think of some amazing quirky thing about it that's like, yeah, that's exactly right. Why didn't I think of that? So when I see a lot of your sketches, it's like everyday stuff, man. Like from here in Barcelona, or just in general, family stuff. You do a lot of stuff regarding
friends. Yeah, I'm talking about feelings. I'm talking about
lots of beer and pizza in there, and just Netflix and chill, and or the start of a work week for people. Like you're very relatable as well to people who are still working the kind of jobs that you used to work. You're not detached from the everyday person. You're not this like born influencer that was just born Instagram famous and doesn't know what it's like.
I don't know. I prefer that my work screens for me.
Yeah.
And that is the reason why I don't used to post picture of my face.
I'm posting a lot of pictures of my face.
I know. But it was a casual. I mean, finally I found a language that I can talk with anyone in the world. When I started, I thought this is a social media. Everyone can follow me from everywhere. So I'm gonna talk about human things or daily things that happens everywhere. And I'm subtitled in English. Why not? Because if I'm talking Spanish, I'm closing,
limiting yourself.
Yeah, I'm closing who can follow me. Honestly, I didn't think about it when I started. I start to do whatever I want. One day I realized if I put a tiny subtitle in English, maybe can emphasize the idea and can be strong. Because I'm talk across pictures. And a picture, there's no timeline on it. It's just one picture. It's like I take a camera and I take a picture of a situation, and in this situation with a few lines, you can realize what happens before.
And it's timeless too. You can go back to pictures from a year ago, and they're still funny, still relevant, and
Thank you.
yeah.
One day I'm super funny. Next day I'm super lover. Another day I'm quite strange that the people.
Or even almost political, or not necessarily political, but socially. Like you talk a lot about the same thing. The everyone's on their phones and everyone's on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm doing a wide humor because I'm not a religious guy or political guy. It doesn't have sense if I talk about religion or political, and it's a way that always you get people that support you and people that hate you.
Yeah.
So one day a friend of mine told me, dude, why you don't talk about the politicals in Spain or stuff like this? I said, I don't want to be involved with that because I don't care. I mean, I care because I vote, because I have my opinion, I have my idea, but I don't want to mix my political or religious idea with humor or a daily thing. Because when I start, I thought that maybe if you follow me on Instagram, it's like if you subscribe in a newspaper and you get a daily sketch from the newspaper.
Yeah.
That's it. So has to be simple, have to be funny, have to be quick, because Instagram is pretty fast. People use the finger better than they know, and you have to try to get the attention for less than a minute, someone. And I think my drawing is quite simple. You don't need to. I mean, I don't talk. I use a lot. I'm sorry.
You're talking to that.
No, sorry.
No, but that's fine.
I don't emphasize if the character of the drawing is a tall guy, blonde, you have a nice T-shirt, or what. I don't care about it. And most of the times I don't care about if you're a man or if you're a woman. It's just a character, and something happens on it. You have a faceless, so it's an open character that the people can emphasize better. I mean, can be
everyone can relate to.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is what I love, like what you were talking about with not putting politics and I think basically you don't want anything that's going to give people an excuse to divide or have different opinions or get upset. You'd rather do something that everyone can enjoy together and not have these powerful things that might make them angry at you or each other, or have different opinions, particularly on social media nowadays where everyone can go crazy. You mentioned something in a book launch of yours that I went to that was someone had asked you once as well to do a black sketch, as if it was an African American person, and I think from what I remember your response was that if you did one, then that meant that all the others you'd done were white, and again that created like a separation or something, instead of just having it all be relatable for everyone. Is that correct?
It's true. Yeah, it's true. It's an open character. It's an 100% open. Yeah. I emphasize on the idea. That's the way. Not who is doing the idea or doing the action. That's the reason why a lot of people see themselves on my drawings. It doesn't matter. Or sometimes happens that I have the idea that I'm clearly showing one situation that talks about whatever, and someone texts me and say, "Oh my God, it's perfect! How you realize how you post another idea completely different." And it's like, dude, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about another. But it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it works.
People interpret it how they want.
Exactly.
And people go crazy for this. That's the other thing I want to talk about. Well,
the second part, yeah.
Yeah, we've got this board here. Those who are watching on YouTube.
Oh, you brought me a board. Thank you so much. It's for me. Oh my God, thank you.
Carlos has painted it white about half an hour ago, and whenever you want, like he's going to be doing some drawings on there later. But what I was getting at was people go crazy for these drawings, and you've now had to start learning how to tattoo people.
Well, this is the second part of my story. I opened the Instagram account. I started to post every single day an idea. So happy. I was so happy. I'm still being so happy with this. But in that time, I remember it was like, dude, this account is increasing a lot. And one day, well, in less than 1 year, I get 11,000 followers. It was kind of a crazy thing. And one day, one of my followers, it was the third, I think, text me and asked me, Carlos, can I get a tattoo of one of your drawings? And I said, yes, please, on my own. I said, yes, for sure, you can. Oh, please send me the picture. Okay, he said, okay. It was the third person that asked me the same. I didn't expect any picture about that. 2 hours later, I get a picture of a ribs with my tattoos huge here. And in that moment, my stomach...
Did you cry? I would cry, I think.
No, I cried. I was
something.
like... I can't believe it. You know, it's just like my hair was growing up so high, so I think so.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, and this was a moment when I realized that I have to talk with my partner on Entresuelo Primera and start a new career. I delayed like 2 weeks. And one day I said, dude, we had to talk. And we've been sitting down on a cafe. And he told me, you know what? It really surprised me how long you take it to tell me that. Because I know perfectly that you want to take this way. Because it's clearly a nice way to take. It's a train that you have to take right now. And it was a hard moment for me. But I jumped swimming pool. Straight. I don't care about nothing. I was single. I quit from W Hotel. I quit from my studio. I was 100% with my own.
So that was about a year after you started Tea Diary?
Less
than a year.
I think less. Like 8 months. Stuff like this. Yeah. And then suddenly art galleries call me, companies, restaurants, people for tattoos. I got a restaurant. I got a business of blah blah blah, and I won one of the drawings because at the beginning I thought that the success of my work was on the idea, but I realized that the people love the drawing, and I thought, dude, I didn't mean nothing. I do the same of the casements did on the caves. Yeah, quite simple. My style, whatever you want to call it. But anyone in the world who has to talk about a situation where there are humans around and I have to draw it, he's going to draw on a stickman. And my draw is on a stickman. It's my stickman, but it's a stickman.
Yeah. That's why I love...
Sorry.
No worries. El Cavernícola, I can't even say it in Spanish now. Say it. Cavernícola, which is caveman. Del siglo XXI, 21st century caveman. That's the name of your book.
Yeah. Well, it's my first book. Everything is new for me.
But that's what's amazing. Like, I think we're doing this at the perfect time because you've had obviously some success, but this is like, it really still feels like it's the start because now you brought this book. There we got people calling out.
Yeah.
Hey.
You want to join us?
A nice public place. We've still got the nice thing about doing things this early in the morning is you still have the leftovers of last night from the clubs, people walking the long way home.
Sorry about my fans.
Fans calling out. Oh my God. He's a passionate fan too.
Yeah. All of them.
So yeah, man, we were talking about, I'm completely lost now. Yeah, we were talking about, so
I think that guy has more things to tell than me.
Yeah, well, he's next. So we had, you've had some success, and then the book's come out. It's only in Spanish now.
Yeah.
But because you have such a massive audience worldwide, in my head, the next logical step is translating this.
That's what I'm looking for, a publisher.
Yeah.
UK, United States, I don't mind. But
Call him up.
Someone have to wants to bring my work to another country, because that's what I told you. I'm not talking about local things that happens in Barcelona or in Spain or Europe. I'm talking about things that happen everywhere.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
The whole world. So
I like there's some localisms in there as well. Talking even just the foods you talk about in the book, pinchos paella or tapas paellas and
yeah, but it's a worldwide thing right now.
But
all of people that comes to Barcelona knows 3 words:
Cerveza.
sangria, paella, fiesta.
Yeah,
It's the 3 words that everyone knows.
Cerveza.
One day at the hotel, I have to say one thing. One Chinese come to me and said, I would like to go to Sangria Familia.
Nice.
In that moment, my brain that's exploding. I said, dude, how to mix the concept Sangria.
That's an amazing
Familia.
idea,
Amazing.
man. Amazing
I have
idea.
to make a drawing of that.
Sangria Familia, yeah. Obviously, Sagrada Familia, Gaudi Sagrada Familia. For those who haven't been here as tourists.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, a lot of people know that. Yeah, there's still a few that.
So, yeah, we've been talking about when I jumped.
Yeah. So now you left Entresuelo Primera, mainly to focus on Tea Diary, the post, which you've got 7 minutes until you have to do another one.
Yeah, 6. in my
6.
cell phone.
Okay. And then you went to tattoos as well.
Well, tattoo, yeah, is the most recently thing that I have.
But now you're tattooing. So it started with people asking if they could tattoo your drawings.
Yeah, I did a lot of designs for people that text me. Oh, I want a tattoo because, you know what? When you know that this drawing is gonna be on skin.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be buried in the future, they're not gonna take money about it. This is not a restaurant. It's not a brand. It's not a company that take one of your drawings and then make money about it. This is just a drawing for the skin. So it was fucking cheap. I charged I think like $20 or 15 euros per design, because I was so excited that people get my drawing in the skin. Then one day, another one, and one day I said, dude, I think I'm doing a silly thing. maybe I have to think about seriously if I have to tattoo my shit. So it was what I love challenge.
Yeah.
I love to increase in my career. I love to do nice stuff, new stuff. I mean, and tattooing. I have a lot of respect of tattooing. There's a reason why all of my friends know that I'm tattooing. I don't want to say, okay, guys, I had a book on the market and now I'm tattooing at the same time. You know what I mean? Could be kind of a weird that guy suddenly. And well, but at least this is my 1 year and 3 months tattooing. At least I want to wait till the end of summer when I have a nice breast. How you call wrist?
Yeah, a good.
A nice line, and I understand everything. I tattoo necks. I tattoo everything in the body. I mean, to get experience, I think to show up to the rest of the people, you have to at least have a background.
Yeah, man, and people can see those on T camera.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah, I post like
the ones that look good. The shit ones don't make it.
No, all of mine. No, all of mine.
Yeah?
All of mine. I didn't make a huge mistake
yet.
For the moment, touch wood. But but I post like, oh, thank you for sharing your tattoo. This is not true. It's my tattoo.
Yeah.
And I did myself. But I want to show the rest of the people that there exists my drawings on tattoo to generate the demand. And then absorb the demand in the future. I think so. I don't know if
so people can come. I'm Australian. I can come to Barcelona, see the Sangria Familia, and get a Carlos Toledo Tea Diary tattoo.
A Sangria Familia tattoo as well.
You should do like a tour where you get the Sagrada Familia Sangria and a tattoo.
Yeah. No, I tattoo butts. I tattooed the most weird things that you can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. People that have the same.
But butts as in a drawing of a butt or on a butt? Probably both.
A drawing of a butt and then on a butt as well. Yeah. Both.
Well, that's one of the requests on the board. I had a shout out to...
Yeah, let me I don't know, your followers, your people that follow your work.
Yeah, some of them, I had a request from, shout out to Steph, who requested some boobs on there. And there has to be something about a butt or poo as well, because I mean the name of the podcast, the idea is that we all do it, so I think it should be there somewhere.
I can draw some butts.
Some whatever you want, man, or anything that inspires you. And then in the meantime, if the mic's at a comfortable spot, we can keep talking. Otherwise, we can cut it out and come back to it. But while you're getting ready,
I'm ready.
Yeah, you are. Amazing. Always ready to go. When you were talking about, I mean, I'm trying to imagine. I'm not an artist, but you say you didn't mean or you didn't plan this whole thing through, and I'd be very surprised if you did, because if you a few years ago said, okay, in X amount of years I'm going to have this many followers on Instagram, and I'm going to be tattooing as well, and I'm going to have my own book, that would be pretty impressive. But
it's if you put it all together, it's so stress.
Yeah.
Because the next step will be animation. If everything goes well, I'm gonna start in October to animate my drawings, because it's a drawing that screams to be animated. And I think I can open the fan of work and develop whole campaigns for companies. You know, you can have your ad on TV, your poster on the street, your drawing on the magazines, and etc. And it's another challenge.
And what's amazing is you can still keep doing your tea diary, and then make money from from companies on the side. And obviously you'll have some people who say, I don't like that he did for some big label, but all your true fans can just keep following you at tea diary.
Yeah,
I'm going to shut up and let you draw. Let's do this.
Okay, so I'm going to do some butts.
Oh, it's post time. Oh yeah, we better cut it.
Inside of you, when the sun goes down,
feel like I wanna be. Keep going, man. Keep going. So here's something that people probably don't know about you.
What?
You just told me before. I found out today when we were playing with the mic stand. You used to sing in a band.
No. I have. Most of the people say that I have a voice for radio and face for radio.
That's what people tell me. I have a face for radio. Yeah, and a butt for radio too, which everyone's going to see now, thanks to the photo we just took. Thank you, by the way. This is a beautiful board.
I hope you like it. Yeah.
I found this on the street with like a few others. Just a deck that's perfectly good, but obviously some pro skater had 3 decks that he didn't want, threw them on the street, and my wife wanted me to throw this one out, but I knew it was going to come in handy someday. Now it's covered in butts. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Talking about butts, obviously, yeah, the People Who Poo podcast, there's a common thread there, but you are posting every single day at 8, like we just saw before. How do you come up? What's your process? What's your creative process for every day?
I used to work at night. Maybe it's a handicap or not, I don't know. But during the day, I can. It's really hard for me to bring ideas. During the day, what I used to do, it's just mails, visitings, going to the bank, supermarket, putting laundries, do the stuff. And
skate park.
And the skate park as well. And around 8, 7, just I love to sit down on my desktop and put some music and start to draw.
What do you listen to? Andrejs was keen to know.
Punk, a lot, reggae, but reggae from Jamaica, from the early reggae, skinhead reggae, blue beat, rocksteady, jazz, a lot. I don't like a lot to techno music. I prefer techno music when I hang out with friends. But at home, this is the kind of music that I like.
Maybe the Carlos Toledo creative Spotify playlist could be good for you to put out for people.
You know what? I got a Spotify T diary. You can look for that T_diary, and I got playlist of my best kind of music.
Nice.
I got one. It's called Weed. It's a mix, between reggae and kind of strange music that
That's another question. Is that a helpful thing for you as well, creativity wise?
Sometimes, I have to say sometimes, but not always. If I've been like a week without smoke, nothing. If I smoke a joint, boom, ideas everywhere. But if I used to smoke daily, I get tired instead of with ideas. You know what I mean? It's inspirational.
Yeah, you're a very productive dude.
No, but I don't like drugs. Kids, don't take drugs. It's a bad thing.
Well, don't take the bad ones.
Okay.
Happy if they're helping you. I don't know. I'm not gonna say yes or no to anything. So your book's out now with a publishing company. How can people find this? What's the best way for people to contact you? People who are just listening, you just mentioned T_diary for Spotify for your music, playlist for inspiration, but it's the same for Instagram. You also have T Camera.
Yeah, I got T Camera because one day I went to United States and I have only T Diary. And I thought, dude, if I find someone who asks me about what you do more than this, I have to explain the things.
Yeah.
And we're living in a world that everyone loves to see the things.
Yeah.
So.
And here, hopefully.
Yeah.
By the way, if people have made it this far on the podcast, well done.
And I thought that if I mix real pictures with my drawings on the same account, maybe I can destroy the uniformity, or it's a blank, white blank background and then the drawings. So I thought maybe if someone have more interest to know what I'm doing, maybe they can follow another account that is only the behind the scene. It's called T Camera. I call T Camera because from T Diary it's more like a sketchbook, and T Camera is more what you're looking for. So
yeah, nice.
That's the reason why.
Yeah, we didn't talk too much about your style. You mentioned that they're your version of stick figures, but that's also the color scheme. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's 3 colors always: white, black, and red. That's it. And
well, I came from graphic design, and there's kind of a law of graphic design that the combination of red, white, and black is a perfect combination. Is the most attractive combination. There's a lot of brands that have these 3 colors on it, and it's the most simple colors that you can use, and it's a simple work. So I thought that maybe if I use only these 3 colors, we'll be on the same line as the ideas. You know what I mean? If I use a lot of colors and a lot of details, and it's more sugar, then you don't need. Maybe a few. Yeah,
it's like at first glance, it's a really simple idea, simple concept, everything. But you've thought of a lot of different things, and I think that's why it's been so successful. The book. What's the best way for people to get the book? Well, the book is an. Who's the publisher? Who's it published by? The publisher is Planeta, but the main group, and the publisher is Lumberg. Lunwirg, Lumberg. Shout out to those guys as well for believing in you and going and saying, yeah, we're gonna go with this crazy weed smoking bum showing Spanish guy who's doing his sketches. And then from everything I've seen on T Camera, you're happy with the success of the book too, no? Yeah, it's a lot. There's many people from everywhere just text me, from Colombia, from Peru, from Italy, from UK, from Netherlands, from Australia too. And you do an amazing job of following that up, because as a friend I was looking at T Camera and yeah, you see people from around the world, sometimes with like the Eiffel Tower in the background or their flag or crazy things with your book. And dude, man, you're getting your tattoos on people's butts around the world. Yeah. You're getting your book like around the world. All this from when I got to meet you at the W bar. Like, it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's awesome. It's crazy. Super cool. Crazy. Well, I have to tell you something. We got a friend who worked with us at the W. And now she's a porn actress. What? She could be the next guest. I cannot tell her name, but you know her very well.
And now she becoming a porn actress. I realized this. I found a friend of us. You remember Oriol, the guy from the kitchen?
Of course.
Yeah, the crazy one.
Well, I don't know if we should be saying all this stuff on things.
No, I mean,
Shout out to Oriol. Oriol's amazing.
Oriol told me that. That's all I have to say.
Okay. You didn't find it in your own personal time. You didn't watching
have to
something
look
and then
for that.
recognize and say, hey.
But I believe him a lot, so I don't need to go to internet.
Dude, it's an amazing place. Like, yeah. I met my wife there. I know a few people who have met their wives there. You left there to do this amazing career. That young lady's obviously gone to do another, hopefully, great career. Hopefully she's loving it. But that's crazy, man. You've blown my mind now with that. I'm trying to think who it is. We'll talk about it off camera because I don't want to.
Okay.
But okay, cool. So to get the book.
Yeah, Amazon is the best way if you live outside of Spain. If you live in Spain, you can find it on Corte Inglés, La Central, La Casa del Libro.
I'm going to put it underneath
AFNAC.
for anyone who's just listening. I'm going to put it underneath on the YouTube. I'll put all the links to social media accounts and also a link directly to Amazon so you can find it, because the name is a little bit tricky for some people in English for now, maybe. But yeah, when is this getting translated?
Soon, I hope so. I don't know. It's a really tough work. I'm putting contract through my friends in the United States. I got friends in UK as well. I said, dude, if you get me a publisher, I give you the 50%. If someone is listening,
anyone out there?
Yeah, anyone listening this, please, if someone find me a publisher outside of Spain, I'll give you the 50%.
You heard it. 50%. I'm gonna.
And if you buy the book, you can see inside there's different work that you can find on Instagram. You can find as well, the simple ideas with the subtitle, but there's double pages full of people doing things.
Yeah, we got to see you write a little bit too. You do some writing in there, and you've got bigger stuff.
In fact, there's a beach. There's a beach full of birds. And
my
favorite
like
that, doing a lot of things, and it's pretty funny because I think that the people is gonna spend more time reading these drawings than reading my script.
So I used it as it seems like I just have butts and toilets and stuff fixated, but I used it in the toilet because it's perfect to read like a chapter, and then there's like, you have these Where's Wally pages sometimes you can get stuck on for an hour, where it's just a double page of like a nightclub or a beach or whatever, and you just go through like a Where's Wally as well and find all these different crazy people or butts or whatever they are doing crazy different things.
You know what? You are not the first person that told me that the book is perfect to go to the toilet. There's many people that tell me, say, Carlos, it's perfect when you go to the bathroom. And you spend, with a long, how you call it when your legs get sleep?
Yeah. With your legs fall asleep or you get pins and
I always
needles.
go to the bathroom. I came back with my legs like
legs.
that because I've been reading your book.
Well, it's funny. I passed it on. The first podcast I did was with two schmucks, the guys who Mo and AJ, who own a bar that's now nominated for one of the best new openings this year in the world. And they were talking about cocktail books being perfect for the toilet because normally the chapters are like a few pages and just a perfect size chapters to, do what you need to do in the toilet. And then he was asking me like what I recommend, and I hadn't seen your book yet, but now here it is. This is it, man.
Yeah, and I had another idea for the next one because this was the first. So I found simple problems, but in that time for me it was huge problems, like stage fright. Stage fright, yeah. Just to draw something and thought, dude, this drawing is shit. Nobody's gonna like this. So I throw it away many ideas. So one day I realized that maybe this idea that for me is nothing or means less, for anyone can be the best one of the book.
Yeah.
So this was the point I started. So doing the process, I made one page. There's one page on the book that I'm talking about why we eat popcorn at the cinema.
Dude, I had that down to ask you. That's Go ahead.
Yeah, because when I developed the main chapters, I used keywords. So in the chapter of cinema, theater, and etc., I use keywords like featuring, last row, popcorn. I said, dude, what happened? I have to tell something about popcorn. I asked myself, why we eat popcorn in cinema? I look for in internet many times to be sure that it's
not just Wikipedia.
Okay, to be sure that it's the right reason but we eat popcorn. And when I finished this page, I thought, what, dude? If I do a book that I explain common things that we are living together with these things, but we don't know exactly where it came from.
Yeah.
It can be could be maybe a nice idea when you finish the book. Say I had fun, and as well I get some knowledge.
Yeah, man.
Just a stupid knowledge. Because why the traffic lights in red you have to stop, and in green you have to go on. Someone decides that. Why? Explain these kind of things. So I think it's a curiosity thing. Curiosity.
Yeah.
Curiosity things that easy ones, language, technology, they made chapters for a combination of that.
Don't leave us hanging though. Why do we eat popcorn?
Why?
Please tell us. Why do we eat popcorn?
Well, it comes from the United States, obviously.
Yeah.
During the Great Depression in 29, there's many people poor in the United States, and the only thing that they can afford is going to the cinema. It was a cheaper thing that they can do. Well, you know that the United States have a huge production of corn, the whole country.
Yep.
And someone, smart one, nobody knows who was the first one who did it. He got the idea to cook this corn instantly in the moment and sell it in a lower price. And doing this, the people who went to the cinema can distract the brain and also distract the stomach.
Much better idea than
eating something warm and something cheap. And this is the reason why we eat popcorn at the cinema. And if you know that, all the cinemas that stay today around, they leave more than the 50% for selling popcorn, not for the ticket. The ticket is excuse.
Yeah.
They get the money selling the popcorn. It's crazy.
So
I invite everyone, if you go to the cinema, please buy popcorn, because the internet will destroy all the cinemas, and I love cinema.
Yeah, and it's a much better idea than bourbon is another thing they make with corn, and bourbon in cinemas might have been a bit different.
This is not a bad idea. We need a huge crisis again to put the bourbon.
Okay, I have 2 questions for you before we finish.
2 more.
Man, they're quick ones.
Okay.
You've sort of mentioned what you'd like to do in the future. You said, bringing your drawings to life, so motion, and you've also talked about translating this book and maybe an idea for a second one. What else? What's the pinnacle now that you've seen what you can do and you've seen how this can grow? What's the ultimate? Do you have anyone that you would really like to collaborate with, or do you have?
Yeah, I would love to collaborate with brands. I'm not gonna be. I would like to be an artist more than a brand.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to be realistic, and we're living in a world that demands stuff, demands objects, demands something that you can touch and you can have. Becoming a brand, is a really tough work. I have to develop a company, I have to contract people, salaries, etc. And for me, I think the best idea or the best way could be work with companies. If I want to have a mug on the market, maybe I have to look for a brand who sells and manufacture mags. So just to put it on the line,
Yeah.
I get a price from a price, and I get a
percentage
money
or
for the design and also royalties for each one.
Mm-hmm.
So you want a Mac? Okay, I'm going to Balbi, right? I want to sneakers. Maybe I have to put in contact with Nike. That's my idea at the beginning. Now I don't know. Maybe in a couple of years, it's
Nice.
gonna happen.
Yeah, because you've already done some. I saw not long ago you were in a skate shop pimping people's shoes who wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working with a company now, Shion Revolution.
Nice.
They send me some sneakers, and I'm drawing on the sneakers, and I'm passed through them. That's what they think. Also, I'm ambassador of a nice non-profit organization. I have to say, it's called Kindsurf.
I saw that. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
With Aritz, who's
Aritz Aramburu and Almudena Fernandez.
he was
the founders.
He's an amazing surfer, that guy, and it looks like a really cool. Where can people find out more about that?
Yeah, on internet, on Instagram as well.
So on Instagram, it's
Kindsurf, yeah,
Kindsurf. Cool.
and they bring happiness.
Yeah, there's some really nice videos there as well on your T camera.
Yeah, we
from
work
some time
with
ago.
kids that have several problems, physical and mentally problems, and we make journeys with them. Just we show some how to clean the beach, how we can have to throw away all the garbage, and then we surf with them, and finally we do kind of a workshop with art, and I'm in charge to do that, and invite them to develop his art, and
Yeah, it's beautiful. I saw
it's a beautiful project. Yeah.
Zarauz in Zarauz, right?
Well, Harit Aramburu lives in Zarauz, but we do these journeys during the summer across Spain, even France, and we are thinking about to expand and going across Europe and even United States.
Nice, man. Nice. That's a beautiful thing. What was my last question?
I don't know.
Dude, man, I had it. I had two questions for you.
You asked me if I want to be a brand or not.
Oh no, for kids.
You asked me about the
kids.
book.
All right, there's people listening to this now who might be in a similar position to what you were in several years ago, where they're not doing exactly what they love, and they maybe need some inspiration.
Well,
how would you?
I think I was a lucky guy. So fucking lucky guy. But one thing is true. I trust in myself. I had for all my life something inside of me is how the way to express making drawings. And I think it's the first frustration of everyone. When we are kids and we draw whatever, we have a nice language drawing. We understand what we draw.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important thing. But one day someone comes to you and say, "What? This is a bicycle? This is a fucking shit."
Yeah.
And you get shame. And you start to put this creativity on the backside. And most of the people tell me, "Oh, Carlos, you draw very well." I said, "No. I do these drawings because I would like to draw perfectly a face. Draw your face exactly how you are, but I can't. So I developed this as an excuse to arrive where I can't not arrive with the other kind of drawings. So illustration finally is this to transmit or express something that the rest of the people can understand. It doesn't matter if it's perfect, if it's a collage, if a canvas, if a graffiti, whatever. Just if the people understand, there's a language and there's illustration. And you guys, if you listen to me and you have something inside of you that you always did in your life, landscaper, painting walls, whatever, I invite you to spend at least 1 hour per day or two, if you have time, because this is the most difficult thing. We don't have time today. But if you have time, just to find yourself, look for the things that make you happy when you're a kid, and try to rediscover again these skills. I don't know. That's what I did.
And I would love to hear about it if anyone takes up that advice. So please drop comments on the YouTube channel, or you can send an email at peoplewhopoopodcast@gmail.com. Carlos, I'll put the links again below, but please shout out your Instagrams for those who are listening.
Yes, my Instagram. Sorry, it's T-Diary and
So
T-Camera.
T_diary.
Well, if you put T-Diary,
You'll come up.
yeah, you come up. But T_diary, T_camera if you want to know more about me. And Facebook T-Diary, Twitter T-Diary.
Dude, you're everywhere.
I hate Twitter. I'm sorry if someone from Twitter is listening, just to call me because
Maybe they can call you to
I
redesign
have
their
it,
logo.
but I don't use it a lot. And I do a great mistake is to post the same things that I post on Instagram, I post on Twitter, and it doesn't work like this. You know, every social media
Has
have an excuse and a word. Maybe it's thoughts more than drawings, but well,
I'm still learning that too.
I'm
the
still
hard
learning.
way. But you're killing it, man. Dude, honestly, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for this beautiful board that people will be able to see if they're watching on YouTube, or otherwise you can go onto the Instagram and check it out. I'll put a photo up there. We will be giving this away soon.
Sure, yeah.
So stay posted. Follow the social media for People Who Poo Podcast as well. Follow this guy. And really, man, honestly, I'm so fucking happy for you, man, because you're such a cool dude when we met, and I got to go and see your studio there at Andrejs Primera, and you were doing some cool things, but like you were saying, it was still a bit of a struggle. And then I left the country for a bit, like we sort of came out of contact for a bit, and then Andrea told me, look what he's doing now, and I was like, fuck, man, you're killing it. So
yeah, you know how many people I found during these days that maybe we are a bunch of friends and they start to talk about my work, and someone says, wait, you are T-Diary? I'm friends like you, and I know people from 10, 6, 8 years ago, and I said, people, dude, I'm following your work.
Nice, man.
Since 2 months, and I didn't realize it was you behind these drawings. I say, yes, this is the magic of when you let that your work screens for you instead to use your face for everything.
Yeah.
I'm a very shy guy.
Yeah.
Not at all. If I get drunk, I'm not shy at all, but regularly I'm shy. And I love my privacy, my intimity.
Yeah, I'm trying to ruin that for you by putting your face all over YouTube.
Because there's people that said, oh, you are famous. I said, no, I'm not famous. I'm famous my drawing. If I was famous, I'd be recognized on the street.
Yeah.
If you go into a restaurant and you have a huge problem, everybody knows that who you are.
Well, get ready, man.
And in that way, I can do rumble, I can do problems everywhere because nobody knows that I'm me. I'm kidding now.
Get ready.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you for coming with me for do this amazing podcast and interview, to let me draw and skate on a board. I love it.
Dude, thanks for getting your butt
sorry
out
for my English if I did mistakes talking. Well, I have a kind of a sleep English and I have to wake up. But
dude, I love it. Luckily, your drawings speak all languages. So awesome, man. Thank you so much again, and good luck with all the future.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
What a legend he is, and I love that message of discovering what you enjoy doing most. Check out T_diary or T_camera on Instagram to see more of his work. All the links are below, including where to find his book. Check the People Who Poo Instagram to see how you can win yourself that deck. Love you guys. See you next time to talk Wim Hof, breathing, and cold water therapy straight from Amsterdam. Peace.
Remember to always be true, no matter what you do.
What's going on here?
People who poo.
What is this?
Stop what you're doing and listen.
You say hi.